Yes, yes, yes. Vator Games in the building. You know what it is. Another episode. I'm hoodie mode out because it's about a fight, a proper one. Let me get this music off for a second. Let me also do it properly. First things first, my peoples come first. And my peoples, those that are here, those that are no longer here, remembered and thought of. Now, I'm Bitter Games. You're tuned in to 115, one question, 15 minutes. I'm going to start the clock and you can see what we're discussing today. You see what we're discussing. Why the top four is a proper fight. I'm going to have the details. I'm going to have some information. I'm not just going to be my opinion. It's not just going to be me waffling. I saved that for American Waffle. I'm not doing that today. But let me also shout out because I do this first and foremost, and that's why there's so much incredible love that I happen to experience in this community on this channel. So let me shout out the very first comment. That person that took the time to be like, "Yo, Vader, I mess with you. I like what you're doing." Today, it's my man AJ in the building. So kind to also say my favorite City fan, Vader. Big up every time, my brother. Listen, appreciate it. We gonna flex today. When you put the emojis out, I gotta flex. So we're gonna be doing that today. DC also in the building. Hello, all beautiful blues. And listen, rival or not, I'm gonna shout you out. Good looking out, DC. TJ, Arsenal fan, American Waffle, co-host. Here it comes. TJ, there's no here it comes. We're going to be breaking it down properly with regards to this upcoming league, showing the appropriate respect. The appropriate respect. What is it? TJ also goes, Ipswich Town. Going to be a hard away day. Hey, newly promoted. Those games are never easy. Hey, TJ, we'll get there when we get there. We'll see how they happen to play. Let me also point out my dude, Edison. If you, again, I'm not that active on my Instagram, all right? But my Instagram shows why there's games as my last name, right? First name Vader, last name Games. But Edison and I, back in the day, not so back, but IEGA, we played in a league, a FIFA league. It was absolutely epic. You can kind of see some of the clips that I posted there of those times. But shout out to Edison. Man United in the top four. No, United in the top four is not clickbait. It really isn't. Listen to the fan base. Very confident. Look at their transfer window. TJ, let's not do that. They've been very aggressive. Very aggressive in the transfer window. The latest, hey, shout out to Staffy. We'll see what Staffy has to say. He's Mr. Pessimistic because his heart's been broken many times. But let's see what Staffy has to say because this transfer window's been extremely aggressive. They're moving like Chelsea and Arsenal have, right? That spend intent is real. It's real. So the latest is that they're talking to PSG to get Agate. Hey, can't hate on that. Can't hate on that. Only City fan I know. Easy for him to be my favorite. See, TJ talks about these backhanded compliments. He is notorious for that. Notorious. AJ goes, I honestly believe West Ham do an Aston Villa again and get that fourth, but this is definitely true. The top four race will be a bloodbath. It might be a massacre. Donna in the building. Wagwan, you know what's going on. Donna. Good looking out. Now, let me get to it proper. Oh, I can't forget my dude. Ooh, I just saw him pop into the comments, my dude. Big up, large up to True City fan Patrick. Blessings to you, man. Prayers always. Hope you're doing well. I see you representing. You're over there at Never a Foul doing your thing. Ratings always. Thanks for being in the chat. Now, I'm gonna start the clock. I'm hooded out because this is a fight. All right. You saw from the thumbs up. This is a fight. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk about why this top four is gonna be a battle, and we're not even gonna go far back with regards to history. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna deal with some recency. Let's just look at last season. And see why it was so congested, why it's so difficult. And then when we also take into account what's being spent in this transfer window, some clubs are spending, some aren't. All right, I get that. Some clubs are spending, some aren't. But even though, you got to look at the quality of the team. So let me do this all clean and proper. We're gonna do this. Vader game. We're gonna change that up, and we're gonna put this on screen. Where is it? Left monitor. Okay. I gotta move a little bit. You know what I mean? Shadow boxing, working on my hands, the feints. All right. Now, oh, almost forgot this as well. What Vader? Come on, clean it up. Start the clock. And tune in. Make sure you tune in and you're subscribed. Notifications. I got another show. I got a bonus show that I'm gonna actually show what I will be doing later in the show if you haven't seen that notification already. But let's get to it. 15 minutes on the clock. Comments on the screen when necessary. Now, I'm hooded out because this is a fight. This top four is a battle. Now, do I say that the league title top two, will there be a 3-horse race like last season? Probably not. The way things look out right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be that type of fight. But when I look at the top four, I've got to say, not many points separated fourth. And what do we got there? Fourth and eighth. Look, let me try to move a little bit. Let me move here so you can also see. You know what? Let me take down this. Why is the top four? Why the top four is a proper fight? Let me take that off screen just for a second so you can see this. You can probably see this moving the microphone. Okay. Now, ignore Manchester City for now. All right. Ignore Arsenal for now. Look at Liverpool. Ignore them. 3-horse race last season. It was epic. It was many talked about how that was such an entertaining title chase when you had 3 teams to have to be concerned with and have to follow. All right. If it weren't for a Klopp that early in the season said that he was tired of moving on, maybe Liverpool would have had a further or longer fight within this 3-horse race. But Arsenal took it down to the wire. Final day, 2 points. But also on that final day, you got to look at the point difference with regards to the top 4. You got to look at the point difference from 4th to actually shoot 8th. Look at that. So 4th place last season, Aston Villa. I see in the comments, some think that West Ham might do what Aston Villa did last year. Aston Villa's got to deal with Champions League. Aston Villa fans don't like me saying that might be a problem with them managing the league. They don't like that. But you got West Ham that can kind of coast and kind of skate through the season a little bit. Just focus on the league, right? And I see you in the chat. And I'm gonna get to the comments. But you look at 4th place with Aston Villa, 68 points, fighting. They made life difficult for City, life difficult for Arsenal. Listen, they have had a very nice transfer window. Don't listen. I'm not even going to list out the players because I want to save that for another show. The transfer window's not closed yet, but Aston Villa have been showing that spending intent. They've been showing how they're looking to strengthen from last season. You look at what they did. They got Champions League. They're going to be even more of a problem this season. And also, if you speak to me, there's others out there that they're gonna do their thing. They're gonna have their own perspective. But the big difference, whenever you're looking at the performance of a club, you gotta look at the manager. There's a reason why many United fans are like so disgusted and maybe reserved and trying to be hesitant with what the season's going to be because of Erik ten Hag. They don't have faith in him. But when you have that manager, a lot of things can happen. Unai Emery, he's that guy. Come on, you can't take nothing from him. He's that guy. Yes, Arsenal fans want to talk down, dismiss him because of his stint over at Arsenal, but Unai, that CV, that resume, it's nice. It's nice. Hey, AJ's reminding you guys. I see you in the chat. Hey, hit that like button. New to the channel, subscribe as well. Notifications button. I do these shows on the regular. My 115, one question, 15 minutes. Sometimes it goes a little longer than 15 minutes, but it's because of the great interaction that's happening in the comments. If you're new or you're tuning in right now, hit that like button. Listen, top 4 battle. Speaking about it. Okay. Now, Aston Villa, 68 points. Spurs, 66 points. New manager, new system, that high line. We remember they were trying to figure it all out. Spurs made it difficult for a lot of clubs, actually. They were flying early in the season. Second year for Ange. They went out and they went out and got Solanke. They're talking about what is Moore? I was talking to Jacob just the other day. He told me about Moore that's doing it. That's going to be doing his thing. He's got a lot of confidence with what they're going to do with this upcoming season. Strengthening as well. More experienced. Only 2 points separated fourth and fifth. Then you got Chelsea, 63 points. So with 63, that's only a 5-point difference between them and fourth. And look at what Chelsea's been spending. Do I need to speak on what Chelsea have been doing in mad transfer windows? Not just this one, but this one in particular. You got to point out and be like, Chelsea ain't messing around. Chelsea ain't messing around. They went out and got one of Pep's students, someone that's learned from the greatest manager that is managing in the game today, right? They went out and got I'm not going to call him a Pep disciple, but you know what I mean. They went out and got another manager that studied from the best. Chelsea's not messing around. Look at what they're doing. Yao Felix is possibly going there, right? And the fact that they're strengthening the way they are, they're going to be in the mix. This top four fight is no longer a bad word. This top four fight is no longer, hey, your club isn't showing ambition. This is a battle. This is going to be an absolute battle. And Newcastle and United tied on points. Hopefully Newcastle don't get depleted. I mean, this whole PSR, FFP rules making it difficult. Even the APT, associated party transactions. Hey, the league's done what they've done so that that new ownership in Newcastle, they got to progress slow. They can't get it. They can't, break through the gates and go compete and do their thing. Champions League should have been that for them. Right? Sponsors should have been coming in droves because Newcastle back in Champions League, but they had to move slow. Are they going to be in that top four battle again? I kind of think so. Will it be this close? Who knows? But right with them in terms of points. You got Liverpool, you got United. Both clubs claim to be the most successful in England. You got United and their transfer window spending mad. They went and got Euro. Euro got hurt. What did they go out and do? They went out and got some more defense, right? Orgate, they're also trying to go and get from PSG. Listen, Flawless and I go back and forth. He doesn't quite like the take that I have, we got opposing views with this, right? He thinks they need to get more goals. Goals is what's going to get them to be able to move on. I think Eric Ten Hag is like, hey, I'm reverting back to season one. I'm going back to year one when I got here, my freshman year, and he's going to do counter-attacking, obviously against the clubs that are better than him. Maybe he'll try to do his expansive ball control, possession, build out from the back against equal or lesser competition. But against the big dogs, it's going to be counterattack, and he's going to make sure that defense is sound. You can see. You can see how they're setting up. This top four, my league predictions, that's coming down the road. I'll do that on Why Always Me. I'll do that with a fellow Blues. We'll do our thing. I'll get my fellow city, my city fellas. We're gonna link up and we're gonna do a proper breakdown. Look to do that on Why Always Me. And shout out to my man NS in the building. Goes big up. I missed a comment. AJ goes, I would take Unai back right now over Arteta. Hey, AJ, I hear it. One's proven, one's on the way to do it. So we'll have to wait and see. And I'm starting your comments. I'll come back to it. I do want to say this with regards to where's that Newcastle? Oh, my bad. Dizzyish says Newcastle no Champions League 4th or 5th. Hey, that's a real possibility. Eddie, hopefully they show confidence in Eddie Howe. I think if they have a manager change and it's kind of like a change just for sake change, it's not going to help them. But you look at Newcastle, that's going to be a fight. And all these clubs can spend. All these clubs have the ability to strengthen. All these clubs are showing that they're not going to just settle to be outside of the mix. So when I look at this top four, when I think of what this league's going to be and how exciting it was for the 3-horse race, I think even that congested battle that's going to consist of Liverpool, United, right? Liverpool, United. I'm going to say this right now. Roughly, as it stands right now, I'm more than able to change my mind with more information. But we might see that as the top four. But everybody else are fighting it out. It's a Royal Rumble. It's a battle royale. It's going to be absolutely an elimination match where we're all taking points off each other. And we're all paying attention with regards to these games that are taking place because, like, oh, drop points, right? It's going to be that close. Even with Chelsea, United, Aston Villa, that spending in this transfer window is mad. Liverpool haven't spent yet, but you talk to any Liverpool fan, they will remind you that they have the best right winger in the league in Mo Salah. They will remind you that they have the best keeper in the league in Alisson Becker. I disagree. They will also stress and tell you that they have the best defender in Van Dijk. Not only that, in defense, they will tell you that Trent Alexander is the best right back in the league. They will tell you this. And then you throw in McAllister that they're also propping up now. Liverpool, they're going to be there. Top four battle, nuts. So if you hear anyone kind of saying, "Oh, the so-and-so club aren't showing ambition because, they're looking to secure top four," that means something. That means something. It's not like these other leagues. It's not like La Liga. No disrespect. Not like La Liga. It's not like the Bundesliga, right? Everything, let's be real. Bundesliga, everything does funnel to Bayern Munich. The fact that Leverkusen did what they did, absolutely epic. But the top four fight isn't quite like that. It is going to be serious. It is going to be serious. So I'm going to take my time. I mean, I was on Flawless, the show, Sarcasm City TV, and I did speak on my projected 8. He asked the question, I answered it. But I'm also, I need, and I'm doing my neighborhood watch. That's actually the show that I'm going to be doing later on today. And I'm respecting the time. But I'm doing neighborhood watch later on. Chelsea fan, we're going to be breaking that down. But I'm doing my homework. I can admit that I don't see every game. I can admit that I'm not into every transfer rumor and up to date with what's going down. But I'm linking up. I'm linking up with those that have that tie to their club and that are actually doing content as well to get the information. Because I want to be able to know how I need to fight through this league this year. I want to be able to know, okay, the strengths and weaknesses. So I'm talking to Marshall over at Casual FC, and we're going to be talking about Chelsea. So if you happen to have your own thoughts on what you think or how tight you think that congestion is going to be in for that top four, that fight, the point gap, I don't think the point gap is going to be large at all. Large up with the likes, appreciate it. I don't think that point gap between fourth and 8th, maybe 4th and 9th, I think it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy in the sense where it's like, a club could be 5th, but that one loss because of the lacking of getting the 3 points, there's like a mad swing and they're falling to 8th place. That's what we're going to be expecting in the top four, I think, or the battle for top four. I think it's going to be one of those seasons. I'm looking forward to it. NS Sports TV wants to say, did you sound live stream of him essentially declaring war on Zubamendi? You know what? I got a few seconds. Let me speak on this. I saw the emotional, I'm not going to call it a breakdown. I will call it a meltdown. I saw the emotional meltdown that he had. I didn't see it live. I tuned in and caught his show later. Those Those views are crazy. But I saw the meltdown because of the investment that he made telling the world that this player was coming to the club. I saw the meltdown of him declaring that everybody else's club weren't good enough, did not have that pull, were not attractive, did not have the project, the history of a Liverpool. I saw him invest all in that in terms of crapping on everybody else, and I saw the meltdown where it's like I gotta eat my words. I gotta all this crap I was throwing out there. Now he's got to eat that crap. All that crap talk he had. Now that's the life. That's the life. If that's how you do your thing with regards to your shows, you're gonna have to live that, and he owns it. That's what I respect a lot about Hussam. He owns it. He's gonna put himself out there. He's gonna declare war on players, but he owns it. That's him. All good. Just gotta be careful. Just gotta be careful. Now, what I also enjoy, and I think this is also why he gets so many views, is you then watch because you watched the earlier shows on the justification on why Zubamendi going to Liverpool made sense, on why his club is able to secure it and no other club was able to do it. You watch all of that rationale, all of that breakdown, all of that logical debate, facts, and then you tune in after the fact and you see the Simone Olympic style mental gymnastics that happen after the fact. It is absolute entertainment, and I think hey, it's all bonus, it's all good. Steve in the building, he goes, Lord Vader, what's happening, my G? Yo, all good, man. I had to break down this top four. I had to put it on screen. I hope you can see it. I talked about how congested 4 through 8 is, and potentially 4 through 9 this upcoming season. Everybody's strengthening. I don't think there's going to be a fall off in terms of, teams just being that much better. I think the quality is going to allow for some really good fights this season. AJ goes, I did put my top 10 as things stand in the chat, Vader, if you want to see how I feel about the moment. All right, let me see I must have missed that. All right, AJ took the time and he put up his top 10. All right, let me see what he's got. As things stand, he's got Manchester City 1. AJ, if that can happen, that means 5 in a row. 5 Pete, that would be absolutely amazing. Arsenal 2nd, Aston Villa 3rd, West Ham 4th, Liverpool 5th, Newcastle 6th, United 7th, Spurs 8th, Chelsea 9th, Crystal Palace 10th. But that will change when the window is done. So if any club gets more additions or exits, you're going to change that. I get that. I'm surprised that you have Chelsea so low. I'm surprised you got Spurs low. United, I kind of get that, but I think because Eric Ten Hag has been stripped of a lot of the responsibilities he had last season, and all he's asked to do is just coach the damn players. Give them the instructions and tactics. That's all. That's it. I think because he's been given that type of direction, it's going to work. I think it's going to work for them. Let me see what else. I think I missed a comment a little earlier. Devani says 2-1 to Manchester City FC this week. Score predictions, Erling Haaland. I keep seeing when I close my eyes, I keep seeing Erling Haaland with a brace. I see that. I don't even know what 11 Pep's going to bring out. But it's at home. The energy is going to be crazy. The unveil, the kickoff for the season, energy is going to be high. The fact that we play on Sunday as well, it's going to be nice. I'm expecting to win. Dizzy-ish also goes to say Newcastle. No, oh yeah, I said that earlier. My bad. AJ, Football Carnage in the building, my dude. If you haven't, you know what? I got to make sure I got Football Carnage channel descriptions in in or channel details in my description right there. So I'll make sure that I add that. But he goes, "Yo, Vader, what will you do if Man City get sent to League Two?" You know what? That's a great question. That's a great question. They get sent to League Two. Expect Vader Games watch-alongs. Expect Vader Games TV breakdowns. And expect Manchester City to set never before seen records in League Two. Expect it. Expect it. And I know you will be there as well because you'll be happy. Don't go. I mean, nerd's not a bad thing, actually. And to be honest with you, many of us are geeks and nerds when it comes down to football. Like the amount of time that we spend, like back in the day, that's what you accuse nerds of doing. Like with the Dungeons and Dragons, you know what I mean? If they were doing anything with regards to even comic book and all that kind of stuff, if you just went in, you put in hours on it, you're considered a geek and a nerd. And yeah, who sums that with regards to his club? Smash the likes, 100%. Smash that like, people. Yo, what it do? He goes, Vader will still be supporting City like the rest of us. Facts. A's absolutely right. And what is also going to happen is the conversations are going to be so good because I think it's going to be even more of a closed house. You mean we're going to be speaking amongst ourselves and we can have that journey together. I think it's going to be great. Newcastle getting top 4. Talk to me. I don't know, Steve. But you know what? We need to link up. We got to collab. Neighborhood Watch, Vader Games, Strasbourg Steve, Newcastle fan. Let's set that up. You could talk about all of the ins and outs, all of the rumors. Because again, I think if you lose Gordon, because you got Liverpool sniffing around, but if you lose Gordon, you potentially could lose Bruno. I don't know, but that's going to impact you guys big time. Steve goes, I think Newcastle have the goals in the squad to get fourth, but defensive, yeah. I might change things up. Vader, with that hood, you look like a Sith Lord. Listen, I do embrace the dark side, and I do understand the light. Right? Like Mace Windu, which was Samuel L. Jackson's character. And this is where I'm going to geek out and nerd out. His lightsaber was purple because he embraced the good and the dark side. He did. And hey, listen. Will that have an effect this season? Will it? Possibly. AJ goes, Chelsea, I just don't trust the squad. To get on and go forward. Yeah. I think Chelsea's attack going forward is going to be nice. I'm actually more worried about them midfield defensively. Like Caicedo he's reckless. Lavia's back. I give him ratings. But defensively, they're going to have to fix it up. Spurs, no, plays now. Wait. And go forward. And for Spurs, no. Ange plays. Oh, plus he's got Europe. Okay. Without that 6, I think. Yeah. Without the 6, they're in trouble. If they don't have that defensive midfielder, they are going to be in trouble. But Ange, I rate him. It's all about the managers. I rate Ange. Listen, appreciate the likes. Get the likes up as well. Also share this. Also know, I know I'm over time. I'm going to regulate that. But also share this because when you share this and you interact, comments, post-show, DMs, however you get at me, you guys decide on what I talk about next. The response was, Vader, let's hear about this top 4 fight that you're claiming. Because a lot of people think that I'm just trying to underplay things. I'm trying to gaslight. I don't gaslight. I give my opinion. But they want to believe that I'm trying to make things more difficult than they need to be with regards to the league. And I'm not doing that. I'm actually showing much appreciation to the clubs and how they're spending and what they're doing. Right? Look at how aggressive these clubs are with the players that they're bringing in. My man Carnage was in the building. He's a Real Madrid fan. Look at them. Every damn season they sign a marquee big name. They won Champions League and they went out and got Mbappe, right? They're not chilling. They're not resting on nothing. And again, a lot of these clubs realize for consistency to be in the mix, you got to have some sustainability. You got to be there and you got to invest. These clubs are investing. And as Sports TV goes, if Man City get banished into League Two, they'll get back within 5 seasons. It honestly won't take long. And listen, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble. You see one of the topics I have, why City will be found guilty of the 115. I have an opinion on it. I will speak about that when the interest is high enough, and the community with regards to Vader Games TV say, Vader, let's hear about this. But I think there's also time because listen, all of the of the legal stuff is actually going to be taking place pretty soon. But if we get banished, which I'd be very surprised of, because there's us being found guilty and there's us being sent down out the league, League Two, and all that kind of stuff. But I'll speak on us being found guilty on a future show. If we get banished, which I highly doubt, but if we get banished, yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back. Dizzy-ish. In my opinion, being a nerd is a compliment. Yeah. I mean, you can be a nerd with, being a nerd with your intelligence, being a nerd with certain subject matter, nothing wrong with that. The only issue is, as you seek that knowledge, if you're still not well-versed socially, you can't carry yourself, conversation, you feel uncomfortable amongst people, that's when it's an issue. Don't be in isolation. Make sure your feet are out there touching the ground. You get some sunlight. You know what I mean? You interact with people. You're able to have conversations. That's when potentially being a nerd and too secluse can be a problem. But I hear you. Steve also goes to say, for sure, we need to link up. 100%. Steve, we're going to make it happen, man. This season's going to be nice. Chelsea attack will definitely be good, but I don't trust the squad to get along with the amount of... AJ, I hear that. It's like any, first day of school, orientation, anything like that, a huge influx of people. You're like, how do I keep track of these names? You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you prefer getting the ball on your right side, on your left side? You know what I mean? What kind of pace do you like? All that kind of stuff. It's going to be interesting to see how well they sync up and link up 100%. Letty in the building. Goes Ivy. You know what it is. Now, I love these shows. 1 question, 15 minutes. 1, 1, 5. I happen to speak on, and let me put that back on screen. I happen to speak on why the top 4 is a proper fight. Why any rival that wants to say top 4, that's your aspiration this season. What kind of club are you? I thought you were a big club. Nah, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that, because this league is different. This league is a fight, and it's going to require another fight this season, just like it did last year, for it to be in the top 4. And I know, as difficult as it was for some of the quote unquote successful clubs, historic clubs, not to be in the top 4 last year, not many points separated it. 8 points separated 4th to 8th. And you got the likes of a United, you got the likes of a Chelsea. Hey, shout out to my man Steve. You got Newcastle. These are going to be some epic fights. I'm hearing that West Ham should also be considered in that mix, and I don't disagree. I'm paying close attention to the standings all year long. I pray and hope that Manchester City are going to be near that top often next year. But hey, you got to take one game at a time. Nothing is guaranteed, and that's why we've been able to win 4 in a row, because many Manchester City fans understand that. Don't take things for granted, right? Look at Arsenal, 20 years haven't won it, right? Prior to just 5 years ago, Liverpool, 30 years hadn't won it. If things continue the way they are, look at the United. United haven't won it in over 10 years. So I'm taking everything with appreciation. I'm grateful. I'll remain humble as long as I can, as best as I can. Let me also shout out AJ. He goes, Vader, can I please asked, "Do you keep an eye on Manchester City ladies team?" Oh, you know what? I do my best to keep track with regards to transfers, ins and outs. When the season kicks off, I'll be honest with you, I pay more attention in the new year. And I was very proud. I wanted them to win it last year. I wanted them to disrupt this freaking stranglehold that's been happening over there. But yeah, and again, because of my lineage, Bunny, that's my gal for sure. Letty goes, I like that table. Arsenal so close, but yeah, so far. This is shout out to the Arsenal fans that are watching this live or watching this post. This is why you got to be careful. Arsenal fans were talking so reckless to Liverpool about, oh, I would never lose to Manchester City by so close, 1 point. How embarrassing and ridiculous that is. Arsenal have now lost to Manchester City twice, and the last time they won by 2 points, now they're 1 point. What I take a lot of pride in is back. And oh, let me do this because it's right there on the screen. It's right there on the screen. You can see the jersey. I say the jersey. You can see the kit. You can see the kit. Let me pull this out. This kit, and because of the green screen, it's kind of messed up right now. But this kit, in its DNA, it's about the comeback. In the DNA, it's about never giving up, right? And to win the first Prem required us to not win it on points. It was goal differential. To win it against Manchester United, to win it against them, goal differential, right? Historic club. We know how great and massive and such a big club Manchester United are, but we won it on goal differential. And then what did we have to do against Liverpool? We know how great historically their heritage, what they've done. We know all that. What do we have to do against Liverpool? We have to win it by 1 point twice. And then again, another red cartel club, right? Amazing history. What they've done, Invincibles. What did we have to do to them? We had to beat them to the league twice. And the last time, just last season, we had to win by 2 points. I love that we slam and crash it on them. Goal differential, 1 point, 2 points versus the red cartel. Absolutely. Now, on that note, I'm going to shut this down. I am Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. This was a one question, 50 minutes, 115. I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you continue to subscribe and like. Interacting with me makes this show fly by. I had to get hoodied up and speak on this. Why the top four is a proper fight, and it's gonna be that fight. Now, will Manchester City be in the top four fight? I really hope not, but I will be entertained by looking at the rest of the league for this top four. Again, if you watch this on the rerun, take a second, comment. I read every comment and interact. I will be doing a show later on today, in less than 40 minutes, to be honest with you. I'm going to be doing a show with my man Marshall, Chelsea fan. So please hit that notification button. You know when I'm live, and catch me next. I am Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. 115, one question, 50 minutes. Why the top four is a proper fight. And on that note, we're going to shut this down. Vader Games, I'm out. Vader.